So today we're going to talk about Gamescom 2024. I keep saying Gamescon. It's comma.
James Caan.
Yeah, it's Games-
Today we're going to talk about the actor James Caan.
James Caan.
So I just thought, it's a late summer games event talking about games, showing some new trailers.
This was
games.
There was a lot of
It was a lot.
content. It was like
There's a lot.
hours and hours. Was it like days long? It was
It's 3 days. 3 days long
thing.
Yeah.
So like when I went to go,
I saw videos on
like,
YouTube that said day 1, day 2, day 3.
I wasn't like watching it as it was happening. It's an in-person event too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're not like watching it the whole fucking time. So if you want to go recap things, like there's a lot of content.
There's
to
a
go
lot of
through.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
So we probably won't talk about everything, obviously, but
We'll just talk about what popped in our heads and if we kind of went off the beaten path and watched some, dev gameplay videos of our most anticipated games coming. But yeah. All right. So yeah, just I guess we'll do like a round table, pick a game to talk about, and we'll just keep going until we run out of the things that piqued our interest. Jonathan, take it off here.
I think the first one I saw was Starfield Shattered Space. There was a feature, I guess, trailer, or was it a trailer? It must have been a trailer, maybe some gameplay stuff. I'm gonna jump back into that for sure. I'm just not sure how. Like, is it gonna be on Game Pass or what? Is this a free download?
No. This is going to be an expansion.
It's probably it paid like a lot of the Skyrim ones were, what were those called? Blah, blah, blah.
Homestead, something, and all
the
that shit.
vampire one.
Yeah.
And shit like
Okay.
that.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work with Game Pass, but I feel like if it's available on Game Pass, like you're going to be able to play the DLC from Game Pass too.
Yeah, they have
why
to
would
add
they get
it
you
to, exactly. They have to add it to Game Pass. That's their thing. Day one.
It's about House Varun. Is that what it's about? Is that the snake?
The snake people.
Gods or whatever? The snake people?
Yep. It looks like it's going to be, it's going to be spooky almost.
Yeah,
maybe.
it looks like a little horror-esque space adventure.
That could be cool. I will play
really
it.
cool.
I'm definitely going to play it. I guess I'll have to buy it or sub to Game Pass, but I'll probably buy it. It's
I will
like
buy Starfield.
30, 40 bucks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
if it's anything
probably.
like the Skyrim stuff, it'll be like a third of game price, maybe. They also released the Dune buggies.
Yes, just
For
last.
a
Yeah,
free
they have
update.
a Land Rover, the Rev 8. That's what
Okay,
they're calling it.
Well, I'll hop on my Rev 8 and I'm going to be busting around.
That's what I was missing.
You know what would
when
be
I was
cool?
playing that game. I was like, man, I don't want to fucking run everywhere.
Yeah,
here.
man. Yeah. You know what would be cool now? Now that they implemented the mechanics of that Rev 8 and all the physics and stuff, a lot of modders are probably going to take that and fucking fly with it. Literally.
Make space cars.
Yeah.
And do like dune buggy races on far off planets and shit like that. Like make quests that you have to dune buggy race and all this shit. It's pretty sweet.
Dune buggy racing ring.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. I would love to play again. I always jump in and do a quest or two and then jump out.
See, I can't because I probably have Game Pass right now, so I could get it, but I will definitely buy it when the base price goes down because I don't want, again, it's one of those games where I don't want to keep getting fucking Game Pass just to play it because it doesn't have an online component like Sea of Thieves where it can fuck me. Bend me over and fuck me.
So you never
fucked
bought
me,
it.
Tony.
You played it on Game Pass while you had
I just played it on Game
subscription?
Pass, yeah.
Okay.
Just because like I didn't want to spend $100 on it up front when I had my my deal with the Xbox for 2 years or whatever it was. Okay, so anything else? Should we do back forth? I only have a few things. I think I have 4 things that I put down.
Yeah, so now you do
And
what?
you could probably guess what 2 of them are. Okay, well, first I'm going to start with this one, though. Did you guys see that Neo Berlin 2087 thing?
Yeah, I had that written down.
That looked, it looked weird, but it looked interesting, like kind of
She looked weird.
cyberpunkish.
Yeah, the girl looked a bit weird.
Yeah, she did. Borrowed a lot from the Matrix, like way a lot from the Matrix.
And Cyberpunk,
I
though.
feel
Like
like-
it looked like Night
Oh,
City.
It's sweet.
Yeah, the first city or the first person looked a lot like cyberpunk stuff, but like there was a lot of slow mo and kind of like the Max Payne bullet time kind of thing going on.
You see him like
But
doing the
looked, like,
stabs,
really cool.
like
Yeah,
the
he's
John
stabbing.
Wick stabs.
No, I didn't see that.
And like the gun
didn't see
fighting
that, I
and
don't think.
the stabs with the
Yeah,
that looked pretty sweet.
I don't know. It looked visually really nice. She looked a bit weird, but I don't know.
But
I
it's
love
the future. She might not even be human. Like,
Yes, exactly.
There's some
Yes,
obvious
that's what I'm
story
thinking.
behind her, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's like an
Like there's some
AI
because he has to like
could be
protect her or
cyber,
whatever. Yeah.
cyborg. But I mean, the voice acting didn't really grip me.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
kind of
it
like
seemed a little-
I just love obviously we love
cyberpunk, yeah, and killing
genre.
corpos.
Killing
The
corpos.
guy, the main character could have looked maybe a little cooler too. I was
Yeah,
crazy
he
about
looked
his,
a bit.
like,
He looked a bit
hairstyle and,
stiff.
like,
He was just like,
the leather jacket thing.
I like the
don't
idea,
know. But
I like the idea.
yeah,
It looked
Yeah,
interesting.
It caught my eye more than a lot of fucking shit I watched last night for like 40 minutes sitting in
Yeah.
front of the couch. I was like, what is all this, man?
It's all the
But that
zombie
one I wrote
shit.
down.
yes, a lot of zombie shit, but a lot of space stuff too.
Yeah,
A lot of space games coming out.
I had
Okay.
Reanimal. Did you see that one?
Yes,
Very
So,
dark,
let me
very
see.
creepy. From the guys who made Inside.
Is that the co-op one?
Yeah, it looked like a co-op well, not just side scroller, but it was like a co-op adventure where you're sneaking around in this weird, dark, kind of creepy world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw this. Give me a sec. I'm looking it up right now. I'm having Jamie pull it up.
I definitely
Damn,
saw it.
Yeah, that's something I'd definitely maybe play with Alma. Very creepy looking. The design, the sound sounded really nice. It looked really cool. Definitely piqued my interest.
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
one.
This one looked fucking wild.
Yeah,
Yep.
very cool.
Very cool art direction.
Yeah,
It
and like
almost looks like Rhyme, that game Rhyme that I keep telling you guys to play, but this is darker. But it's the
Yeah.
same kind of like
this looks
looks
more
like
like
the
Inside.
same traversal.
Is it Inside or Inside Out? I think
Well,
it's
they
just
said
Inside.
it was really similar. One guy said it was really similar to Little Nightmares, I think. was
Oh,
the name
yes.
of the
Yeah,
other-
yeah.
the compared one.
Yeah, it's that same feel
God.
though. Like it's the
Yeah.
same. It's like cinematic kind
Like
of.
Ori.
Yeah, but 3D platformer almost. I guess you could call
It
it.
changes. It goes from like side scrolling to then like a 3D or like a third person like sneaking around and
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
dark.
pretty cool. Looks
Yeah.
pretty cool. Well, we have obviously we're going to see a lot of the bigger games coming out. We saw probably every single one of them in some form at Gamescom,
Yeah.
but we got Star Wars Outlaws. It's going to come out next week. Did they show anything new from Star Wars Outlaws?
I think
Does it
I've seen
kinda
it.
look like the
I
same?
think I've seen enough.
Yeah, I think they just showed another trailer, maybe a little bit more, but
You know what? I forgot about Outlaws. That's very true. That comes out next week.
next week, yeah. And I've said this before.
Oh my god!
I love the idea of Star Wars games, but I don't love the
Yes.
idea of giant games that I'll never come close to finishing, aka Ubisoft games. So I'm a bit on the fence for this one. I don't know. I want to play it, but I don't want to. Like, I'm not going to play 300 hours of it. So is it worth it? Is there a good like main story? I guess is what I need to know. Just a main story. Then I can get lost in some of the side stuff, you know, if
I'm
I'm
sure that's the case.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to see. Well, wait for those reviews.
Yeah. I'll have to see what the golden path is, you know? Time to beat. How long to beat. But I do like the idea of doing side shit on like random planets and cool. It's cool. It's cool.
I don't know if it's like mainly focused on Tatooine. This one. 'Cause
It
it was
was
a lot of
the
desert.
stuff.
No, I don't.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I
think
saw was
so.
Tatooine.
Well, I didn't watch any updated videos or anything.
They actually
For
came out.
gameplay.
They actually came out with like a dev gameplay featurette before Gamescom. I think like a week ago or so, where it was like 40 minutes long. I watched a good half of that. Like, I don't know. It looked good to me.
I
That'll be
think the
good.
bottom line is there hasn't been an open world single player Star Wars game in how fucking long? Since Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, what about the ones that just came out?
Open world RPG. What am I missing? Open world RPG. You got
Is it
Star
not
Wars
the,
open world RPG games?
Is that those Star Wars games that came out not too long ago?
The
Jedi
Fallen Order,
ones,
the
Survivor.
Jedi Fallen.
No. That's linear level based shit. I don't know about the new one, but the first one was, and that's like it's great. It was fine because it was focused. But I think it's about time that Star Wars came out with something like this. So I'm looking forward to it because that's my kind of game, and I would
they had the
love an
MMO.
option, a Star Wars option.
If you guys
Yeah,
want,
I know, but
if you guys want to try, you can also download all the Star Wars mods for Starfield, and it turns Starfield into a Star Wars game.
no, not
There's
happening.
tons. There's tons of mods that change all the characters to Star Wars characters.
I'm not
actually
modding.
sick.
I'm not a modder. I'm not a hacker and fucking modder.
But like I said, single player. The Old Republic doesn't count. It's an MMO. I'm talking single player, open world, big, like cool fucking Star Wars game. Something that I would have loved when I was a kid, playing with my Star Wars toys and shit. Like I would love that. Going around on Tatooine as like a smuggler and shit. That's really cool. So
Yeah,
I think this is going to be really cool regardless.
Okay.
nice.
Who picked that one? Jonathan picked that one.
Yeah.
So who's next? Daniel?
I think it's me next. I want to talk about a little bit about Masters of Albion. I couldn't not mention this one.
The hell's
Did
that?
you guys see this at
No,
all?
I did not.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Masters of Albion.
Well, it's by Peter Molyneux, who did Black and White.
Oh,
One,
yes.
two, and
Okay,
the
yes,
OG
yes.
Fable.
I did see that.
Yeah.
With the hand, I saw
So
it.
it's basically, it's basically
Like,
Black and White.
it looks
again,
like a
but now
spiritual
you can go
successor.
down. But now you can go down to like quote unquote ground level and like control your hero
Yeah, I did see
and go
that.
around and fight and shit like that. And it looked, again, he knows it looks meta, like it's aware of its own ridiculousness. So that's why I like Peter Molyneux games, because they have a sense of humor like that. So this one looks fun, and it would be really fun to play as kind of a new modern age.
Black and White.
Finley's barking. Black and White, yeah. So, because we can't play Black and White anymore. I have it on PC. I think, Nathaniel, I don't know if you took the copies home or whatever, but you wouldn't be able to run that today on fucking
I did.
Windows 10
I got
and
it
shit.
running. It was quite a pain in the ass.
Really?
Oh, well, there you go.
The fucking songs.
So,
Oh, the songs were the best.
oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. So, but I think that it'll be fun little, I guess, callback to that. So I'm looking forward to maybe trying that, because it's been a long time since I've played an actual Peter Molyneux game. I don't think he's involved in the new Fable at all, even though he was like the puppet master of the first one, original one on Xbox. So anyway, yeah, that might be fun.
Cool. I've got Crimson Desert. Did you see that one? Finley did.
Crimson Desert.
Crimson
Yes.
Desert?
It's like it's from the same people who did the MMO Crimson
Black Desert?
Black Desert Online, the Korean company. But this one's single player, more like action RPG. Looks like kind of like a Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
kind of thing.
yeah. I remember seeing this.
I remember when it was announced a long time ago, and it looked
It sounds
unbelievable.
familiar.
It looked crazy, like the graphics. Now that you're actually seeing gameplay, the graphics still look pretty damn good. You know how
is this the one with the winter scene? The winter
Yeah.
fighting scene? Okay, yeah.
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 And it looks pretty good. The fighting looks cool. Looks visceral, like cutting. The animations like cutting through.
I thought it was Jon Snow fighting there for a second.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, he looks exactly like Jon Snow.
Now, if you played Black Desert, the fighting was sick in Black Desert. The animations, like the Koreans know how to do that. Like, I don't know what the hell it is, but the animations for all the characters look really nice and smooth and crisp and flowy. And I caught that in this game as well. Cutting through, the blood goes in that direction that you've cut the person, the snow crunches under the feet,
Wow.
all this kind of stuff. And then the boss fight that they showed with the big Yeti deer head dude was sweet. That looked really, really cool.
Damn, the graphics are very pretty. I don't remember seeing quite this.
Yeah, they showed the demo with the big Yeti
This
dude
is a spectacle.
fighting the big Yeti dude.
Voice acting was decent for like one of those Korean games as well. The voice acting was better than what's it called? Berlin.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it looks cool. It's been in the making for quite a while. I remember now it's quite a bit ago. But I'll be keeping my eyes out for this one.
Now, okay, next one that I have is actually out already,
Oh.
apparently, and it's free to play.
Oh.
But it's a game called Predecessor. I've never heard of this game. How have I never heard of this game?
Predecessor.
It was like a third-person like MOBA. It's a
Oh,
fusion of
I can tell you.
shooter action and MOBA strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently has more than 2 million players, and it was made in Unreal Engine 5.
That's more than Concord.
That's more than Concord, but the recent reviews are mixed, but overall mostly positive. 11,000 reviews by Omida Studios.
So
I've never
this
heard
came
of
out.
This game.
So Epic had this as a demo long time ago.
Oh,
So whenever Epic Games like first launched, this was one of the like the free games you could download to like try out their engine and stuff like that.
oh,
And then they just like stopped. And I think these guys picked it up, bought whatever rights, and then started finishing it and like cleaning it up and creating an actual game out of it.
interesting. We should try it.
I think I have it. Or I played the original like demo thing. But it was
So
cool.
it's like a
I have not
MOBA where
heard of this.
you play one person.
Yeah, it's like Smite,
Yeah, it's like Smite, I guess. Yeah, or
Yeah. but with guns and shit
yeah,
and like and abilities. Yeah,
yeah. It's like a shooter MOBA.
looks cool.
It looked pretty cool. I don't know. Visually it looked cool, but I guess that's because it's Unreal Engine 5, which I didn't know, which is cool. So maybe we should try it.
It's free to play too on
Yeah,
Epic.
free to
Games.
play on Steam too.
Oh, on Steam. Fuck Epic Games. Why would I even launch that piece of turd?
But yeah, let's try that
Cool.
then.
Yeah, we can try it. Dan?
All right. The next one I have written down is, I think we all have this one down though.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Well, I don't know if it's the one you think I'm going to. Anyway, Avowed. I still think that this game
Did you watch the full
is going
dev thing?
Did you watch the thing I linked?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still think it's going to be very cool. And I remember some hesitation from you guys.
I think they relieved that for me through this gameplay.
But I just think we
It
needed
looked
to
pretty
see
cool.
a little bit more, as with all things, you know.
It definitely
So,
looked
very, very cool.
cool.
like
they
compared
showed
to
like
what
the
they
idea.
They
of-
almost went through a whole quest in the video.
and compared to what they were showing earlier,
Yeah.
like it, not night and day, but it's a lot more full and robust, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like not
It's
just
a lot
hacking
like Skyrim. It's a
Yeah.
lot more like Skyrim that
or
I'm
Dark
seeing
Messiah of Heroes, Might and Magic. Dark
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, I love Dark
Remember that
Messiah.
one?
That was a fucking great game.
now. Yeah, I do remember that.
But yeah, I liked the dialogue options and like just the freedom.
There's
of
a
all
lot of
the,
dialogue
I don't know,
options.
influence and shit.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
lot more
so I think
than
they're borrowing from Baldur's Gate, probably there, right?
So they do the Pillars of Eternity, right? That's what this world is in. I think Pillars of Eternity, and Pillars of Eternity is just another like Baldur's Gate-esque game where it's like the top-down, massive RPGs with massive amounts of story, but it's like they're bringing you from there into a first-person fantasy version of it, and it looks
Right.
sick. It looks I'm very impressed with what I saw with this gameplay playthrough.
Yeah. Yeah, this has definitely knocked it up a notch on my notch board thing. But yeah, before I was like, I'm not playing that. But now,
Do you remember why you would say that?
I don't know, just because what they showed wasn't really, I don't know, it wasn't interesting to me. I
Yeah.
don't know. Whatever they showed, it was just like, oh, wand. And they
I
didn't
agree.
really
I
show
completely
any
agree,
of the I don't know if they showed any of the dialogue option stuff, any of that kind of stuff. At least they took us through like a quest, and it was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. They showed
flow.
us the flow, the loop, And it did remind me of Skyrim with the guy that they met, and they're like, "Oh, this guy," and he's like talking like, "Look, he wants you to help him," but he's actually, turns on you, and like, of course, it's like, but that's what like it reminded me so much of Skyrim. But like, it would be fun to, to go into. So
yeah.
I might play it, maybe.
I think it'll just be a really cool, like if you're craving a good fantasy RPG that's kind of set in a world that maybe is not so familiar and you just want to get a fresh kind of perspective on a new game kind of thing, a new world to delve into, I feel like this is going to be a good box to check for that.
Yeah, because I think not a lot of people jumped into the Pillars of Eternity. I wanted to, but I don't really know what that is. It's got no controller support, so I couldn't play it on my Legion Go. But I've heard fantastic things of the Pillars of Eternity games and universe, so this could be very, very good. Obsidian, they're good. They're
All
good.
right, I'm slightly swaying towards it.
My turn. Now, speaking of Avowed, it got pushed back to February, 18th now? Something like that?
Oh, 2025.
2025. You know what else comes out that same week?
Yes.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh,
comes
the
out,
same week?
Comes out a week earlier. 8 days earlier or something like that.
Now, God, who am I giving the edge up to? Probably Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking missed that game.
Oh my God. Did you guys watch the thing I linked?
Yes, yeah.
Holy
I made sure to watch
shit,
that.
Man. This is going to be an absolute gem. It's like, it looks what they wanted to do in the first one, but couldn't because of like tech limitations and like all this stuff. It's like
time.
They're finally putting it into like what they wanted to do for the first one. The voice acting is so fucking good. It's so good. Oh, it's some of the best I've ever heard in a video game or even like a TV series, like an animated TV series. Like, this is top-notch shit that you're going to get in this game. Music, the sound, oh my God. Fucking awesome.
I love how the music is so weird because it's just really like authentic sounding medieval music. So when you're fighting, it's just these little fucking recorders. And you're just but they also have like some nice string stuff and whatever because they choose their moments for the more cinematic shit. But it's really funny to be playing a video game with more authentic period music.
Yeah. And he was like,
yes, I am very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. And he was saying that he brought in all these experts for the music, the fighting, the clothing, all these experts for that, like medieval time in that area and all that stuff. And he's like, we tried to get it as close as we could to like authenticity, but keeping it as a video game, right? And not a sim.
Still fun and
still
engaging.
Fun as a video, yeah.
Because like, how good is the most realistic you can get? It's like, well, at that point, it might become a little bit boring and dull because it's still a game. Yeah, I remember him saying that. And I agreed. I was like, yes. And that's why I loved, because I don't need it to be a fucking simulation. That Medieval Dynasty game, I'm done with. I played maybe 2 hours. I starved to death and I was like, that's it. I'm done.
I starved to death.
You would starve to death in medieval times for sure. You would.
Yes, I probably would. But at least Kingdom Come is like fun, when you're playing a character and you can just like eat to survive, and it's the basic function stuff that you can just get through pretty easily. And
that is funny.
But you gotta get the fighting down, So yeah, but he brought in their big focus is is research, and I think that's a huge thing for what makes them stand out from other developers is making sure their game is authentic but also organic and just kind of historically informed. I think that's why I'm such
that's a good way to say
a geek for the first one, because that's why I played it, because I was in a huge like Middle Ages I don't know what you call it, a binge where I was just like reading all sorts of stuff and I was watching all sorts of documentaries and I was like, oh my God, this game is like hitting all those things. But yeah, lots of new weapons. We saw some more footage of combat, with the firearms, which is a big deal. But they talked about those being kind of uber weapons, like a special weapon that you can't just use like willy-nilly. I think you have like one shot and it's one kill, but then you have to, I don't know if it's automatic, but he said you'd switch back to your sword after kind of thing.
Because it takes 5 minutes to reload it.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know, but it might be like a special move kind of thing where you use it wisely, which is really cool.
Because he said at around the 1400s, the early 1400s is when they were starting to see these like gunpowder weapons. And that is the time in which this is set. So they kind of like introduced it as a new weapon. Very cool. Very cool. Did you hear him? It's like the main city is going to have thousands of NPCs doing their thing all day and react and remember you and all this shit. Like,
it's going to run like shit.
How is that possible? If we think back to Dragon's Dogma and how there are like 10 NPCs they had in that main city were popping in and out and making your computer overheat and blow up. Like, how the fuck are they going to do this?
I don't know. We'll see. I am looking forward to it being on Series X though, and actually like enhanced with a good resolution. And because the last time I loaded up the first one on Series X, I was like, blech.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be nice to have a new updated game for the new gen. That's probably what I'm looking forward to the most, is just seeing it in
it looks
in its
beautiful.
full potential.
It looks so fucking good. Just him like trotting on pebbles through the streets there and the water and everyone looking at him, like reacting to him. Man, a living, breathing medieval city. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
Mark it on the calendar.
February what?
I think that's 11.
11, I think.
11.
Damn. All right.
Didn't it come out on like that exact day in 2018 or some shit? What was the release date?
I don't remember. I got next thing
Jonathan, I think you're next.
Yeah, I got did you see that secret level thing, that Amazon thing? It's not a game.
It's a TV series.
A TV series.
Did you watch the Netflix Robots in Love or something like that?
I've seen a couple of them.
And a couple of them
pretty
were
cool.
fucking sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool. Now, this one just kind of showed a quick like flashing, but I did see Keanu Reeves in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I noticed that.
I saw Keanu. He was there, so he's going to be in one of them, which is cool. I thought I saw Kratos. I thought I saw Kratos flash in there. And
I think they're doing like video game shorts.
Yeah,
like 3D
and I saw
animated
Mega
shorts.
Man. There's a Mega Man. That's all I could really tell, because it was really fast. It was like, and it did like a quick flashes. But I definitely saw Kratos, and I definitely saw Mega Man. There was like a guy with like big cannons on his hands. So I'm very interested to see what this is, and if it's in like 4K HDR, should look pretty fucking cool.
Those robot shorts were fucking sweet. A few of them were really, really cool. Really cool.
They were. I kind of forgot about them. I only watched a few of them, I think. But
There's a second.
I didn't watch all of them.
They came out with the second season of a bunch. The first season was better, but
what was it called? Love and Robots or something?
Love and Robots, Robots and Love.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I think all I had left is something unanimous between all three of us. And I still don't think we've seen much more, but Indiana Jones, of course.
Indie.
Yeah. Oddly, though, and I don't know if it's just me, but like watching the gameplay, it's almost, I don't know how long they've been developing this, but like there have just been some shots where I'm like, this looks strangely somewhat dated, but I don't know if it's just me or
I think that's the
what,
style. There's like a smooth, weird, cartoony style to it. You know,
I have
like on
no
his
idea.
face. I
I just feel like I don't know. I just, it looks like there's some shots I see where I'm like, could the animations here been a little bit better with like the character models, etc.
Well, we'll see.
But I guess we'll find out.
It
But
also
that's
has to
what
be. It's also got to be developed for fucking Series X and Series S and PS5.
Yeah. So that's, if you look at it, there is a stylized graphic to it. Like they're not cartoon fully, but it's like smoothly pastel-y. It kind of looks like there's definitely a style there, like a graphic style that they're.
And it's coming out on PS5
later on, yeah.
And like, damn,
first half of 2025 or something.
Which I can't wait for that. I'm not going to wait, which sucks because I would rather play it on the couch on a console, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't want to wait.
It looks cool. I love the they did show footage from more of the hand-to-hand fighting, like punching and shit. And I like how the fighting is really lined up with like the old-fashioned kind of action movies from, you know, the 80s and stuff, where you just see like that nice solid uppercut, boom, and you can almost hear that cheesy, kind of shitty, stupid. Yeah, so that looks really fun because I like how they're leaning into that, and it's not just kind of like a regular punch, but they made it look, you know, like very choreographed, like it would have been back in the 80s in a movie that took place in the 30s kind of thing, because Spielberg was inspired by all those films in like the 40s and the 50s, so you got that style. So I think it'll still be really cool. It's just there were a couple of moments where I was like, that looks a little old or some shit. I don't know. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks.
I think,
but that's kind of it. Yeah. That's what I had.
Yeah,
for the big ones anyway.
Yeah, the more they show indie, like it's like yes, you know, like the more they show it, the more I'm just like, oh yeah.
I just want to play another like Uncharted style, Indiana Jones style. Obviously,
I think this is the last you're gonna see. I think they're gonna keep the rest under wraps because like
that comes out in December. We have a release date now.
Yeah. Late first week, second week.
Cool.
Yeah, December 9th. So it's close. I said December 10. But yeah, man, it's gonna be good. I might have to like sub to Game Pass for a month to play it when I have some time. That's my baby. The baby's gonna come out, and then that baby's gonna come out. So like, what am I supposed to do? Right?
You've ruined your life.
By the way, Kingdom Come Deliverance was released February 13th, 2018. So almost exactly
6 years?
X amount of years later.
6 years.
No, 7. Gonna be 2025.
Yeah, 2025. 7 years. Damn.
So again,
wow.
When was like 7 years? Kingdom Deliverance 2, 7 years development, right? Look at Concord, 8 years development. I don't fucking think so. Okay, I don't.
There's got to be a bunch of stuff they have.
Unless the first 4 years was them sitting around a fucking board meeting table.
Or they've got like, so much shit in the back burner that they're just going to trickle out, right?
There might be a campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be a campaign if they spent that long.
There has to be something. There has to be something there.
I'm going to guess they're going to release like a campaign or story.
Yeah. The only thing I had left under my highlighted was that last thing I linked you guys called Black State.
Black State?
The gameplay trailer looked really cool. Showed off RTX and ray tracing abilities. He's like a future soldier on like an oil tanker ship, kind of like Metal Gear. So it was like an espionage stealth, and he was and he was getting on this ship and shooting things. And the ray tracing, it looked real. The game looked real. It was insane.
This looks very good.
What's it called? Black
State.
Oh yeah,
and it was looking like it was running quite smoothly for something that had that much ray tracing.
Game?
No, it's not a mobile game.
Mobile game?
Mobile with ray tracing.
Why did that come up?
Oh yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah. But yeah, it gave me a lot of like Metal Gear Solid vibes. Looked really good. Some of the animations were a bit wonky. The sound was like in and out, but it's alpha, right? They just showed like the RTX trailer. But man, it looked sick and it looked smooth. For something that looked that good to look that smooth, maybe they're onto something.
There's like no stuttering or anything here.
Yeah. With that amount of ray tracing,
I'm not getting.
I linked it in
the Google search.
It's in the chat
for this.
He linked it. He linked it in the chat. But there's like he goes indoors and it shows like a marble, like a like a museum of some kind he's in.
Yeah, it looks like an interdimensional ship. He infiltrated this oil tanker ship, but every door he opens is like a new world. I don't know, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's what.
And he goes into like a museum that people are like breaking into or something. And he goes into like a laboratory where he's like stabbing people, and just the reflections and the detail is crazy.
The reflections look nuts. This is nuts. The reflections are insane.
Well,
So
I think
take a
it's
look at
Yahoo search that is the
Yahoo
culprit
search.
because I typed in
Yeah.
Black State video game and I already changed the search engine back to Google, and yet it's still opening with Yahoo search, and it literally does not show anything of that brand new game from like all I'm seeing is Black on PlayStation 2, Black Mesa, history of Black video game characters, like all this fucking irrelevant shit. And if I was still working that job where I was rating online search results, those would all be fucking unacceptable.
But yeah, it looks really good. Take a watch when you're done.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Take a watch. It looks pretty sick. And I was watching the Digital Foundry guys talking about it, and they said these guys are working with RTX 3000 series cards because it's a smaller development team, like a not so big, kind of cheaper studio, and they're using like older tech. So they're getting these results with 3000 series cards. So
Nice.
I don't know how they're doing
I have a
it,
3000
but-
series card.
Yeah, exactly. But
Not
it looks
for
great.
much longer, though. Maybe. We'll
Looks
see.
crazy. But that's it. That's all I got that really jumped out at me for the Gamescom 2024.
That's it for me, too.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Cool.
Just the big ones. A lot of the other ones. There was a cool looking side scroller sort of samurai thing with a really cool art direction. Spirit of the Samurai, I think it was called. There's a little kitty that runs around with you.
A kitty.
That looked really cool too, but it was again steeped in like Japanese mythology kind of thing, which I'm not really into. But the fucking art style was really cool. It just looked like it was doing the kind of Trek to Yomi thing, but far more stylized in another way, as opposed to a black and white Kurosaka film kind of thing.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
it looked really, really cool, but I doubt I'll play it.
There was also one that was like pixelated side scroller, kind of cyberpunky.
Yeah.
Do you see that one?
was
That
like a
one looked
space
really
one?
cool. I'm trying to find the name
It
of
was
it.
a space one.
Was it Space?
It was one of the space games. It was like a pixely space side scroller RPG.
It looked fucking sweet, but they delayed it as well.
Oh, there was another one called Will. Did you guys see that? Where you're like trying to get back to somebody, you're trying to find somebody, and you're going through all these different landscapes. Like you're on like a boat in the ocean. You're doing like dog sledding up in the like snowy regions and blah, blah, blah. It was called Will. I don't really remember what it's about, but I think you're trying to find someone.
Someone named Will?
And no, I think it's like referring to the will to find someone, to go through all that shit.
The Will.
But that was an honorable mention because it looked cool, a first person kind of experience. But other than that, that's between, I didn't watch all of it. There's a lot of shit to go through in the past.
Yeah, there's so much stuff, guys. So if we didn't mention something that you're interested in, give us a comment, send us a message, give us a tweet. But I think that's it for this week's episode.
I believe so. So I'll just send you guys out. Remember, there's a merch store if you want to support the show. Thanks everyone for taking the time to listen and or watch. Please be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and give us a rating and review on Spotify or Apple if you could. It helps us get around out there to more listeners who may enjoy the show. We are also now part of the SuperPod Network, which is a gaming podcast network, which you can find at superpodnetwork.com. Remember, you can always leave us a DM on Facebook and Instagram or tweet us if you want to leave a comment or ask any questions. And that's all, folks. Thanks again, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Ciao.
Peace.
See ya.